everyone, welcome back to another video. If you can believe it, yes, I am still here. I decided on a whim to join this Mad About Mini Paper Pad series. It's basically using anything 6x8 or smaller. You know, there's really no specific rules, I don't think, but one thing I used to do, which I'm not going to say I regret it, but I won't ever do it again because I do Project Life. I used to take my scraps from paper and I would cut them down to work in Project Life. Here is an example. This is kind of how I would store it. And my whole point for doing it was to kind of make storage a little easier. Well, that really didn't work because it's almost like it made the storage worse. But what you'll find in here is all the papers that I cut down. So here's like a bunch of 4x6s, 4x6. Some of them are the 4x6 cards, but they're also from the paper pads that were, or I mean, you know, the sheets from Simple Stories that have like 4x6s and all that stuff. So I thought maybe I would use these for, you know, Mad About Mini. They're small and I want to get them used up, and basically once I kind of use these, I don't think I'm going to keep them. I love them, you know. If I love them, I have enough. My goal is to really use up a lot of the kits that I have that are kind of just leftover stuff. So I don't have a bunch of paper left. I'm not exactly sure how to make this work. I don't want to do a pocket page with these because to me that's just not what I want to do. But I do have all of these. There are some 4x4 pieces that were cut. I also have some frames, so we'll see what I pull together and if I can even make this work, hopefully. These are not 3x4s. These are actually their washi tape strips that they used to make, which I actually used to really enjoy those. There's some 2x2s in here, and then there's some ephemera pieces, so here's more 3x4s. So let's go ahead and see what I can make with this. All right. Hi everyone, so welcome back to another video. I have been kind of away on a little hiatus. I'm going to admit right now that my room is completely torn apart. I've been tearing it apart. I am super happy with, I've been purging, I think what happened, part of why I kind of disappeared for a little while was just, you know, too much stuff and nowhere to put everything. It wasn't, you know, I felt like my room was organized, but it never really was, at least not to the way it is now. And holding on to a few things that, you know, small things. I didn't purge like a ton of stuff, which is kind of surprising, but I did get rid of, you know, things here and there that really, I think were holding me back. And I think the way that the room, I'm going to have my room now is going to be perfect. So yeah, that's a little bit of chatting about totally random, not the layout, but I know that I haven't had very many videos up for a while. So this is going to be a little bit different of a video. If you are a follower of mine, a subscriber of mine, I don't do too many. I do, you know, my fair share of single photo, single page layouts, but I do a lot of double page layouts. For this, you know, using these small of sizes for as far as making a layout though, I didn't think I could make it work to a double page layout. And I'm going to tell you, I love how this layout turns out. Basically, all I am doing at this point is, I knew that you had me at Aloha, sorry. And I really wanted to use that because this is a picture of my daughter in Hawaii. And so I knew that I really wanted to try to use that card. So from there, I just kind of started building up pieces behind it. The photo is, I didn't pick really a size for it. I just kind of printed it. I know, so it's kind of about 3.5-ish by 4. I mean, yeah, by 4. You're actually going to see I'm going to have to reprint it here because this is when I printed at home and I'm not super used to things sticking. This is one of those layouts, honestly, that probably could have turned into another one of my what not to do when scrapbooking layouts because it was kind of a pain in my rear end as when it came to gluing everything down. First of all, I'm not used to this kind of layering technique, and what I should have done was start by just gluing things and working backwards like a lot of people do. But I got this idea that I wanted to do some kind of mixed media. A big thing for me this year, and you're going to hear it more as I go throughout the year, and I'll probably repeat myself because I'm really good at that, but I want to use my supplies. And when I thought, hey, I'll maybe a little stenciling to kind of add a little something to this layout so it's not just the layers. I went through and I forgot that I even had this stencil, and this is by Simon Says Stamp. I don't know if they still have this stencil. I did take a minute. First time I ever used the pixie spray, by the way, which worked really good. So there's something I've used that I've never used. I'm using some of this Snowdrop White. It's it just is turns out to be the perfect color for what I'm doing here. I use that spatula thing you can kind of see on the left that you kind of scrape for bigger areas, which I've never used. I got used up almost all the papers, so I'm going to go through the stickers from this collection and see if there's anything I want to keep left over, um, and then purge the rest. And I never used that stencil before, so more and more and more of everything that I'm thinking of already for my first layout for the year, I'm using up stuff that I want to do throughout the year. Now, just so you know, there was a pause there because that was a bigger stencil. I've never used it before. And the paste usually dries fairly quickly, but it was a larger area. So I wanted it to have plenty of time to dry. So I think it was about an hour, but like I said, my room is a mess right now. So I just worked with organizing more of what I was doing. I literally had to actually clean off my desk here and reset the camera, which I will have to do again, I can tell. It doesn't look bad to you, but in the placement that it's at, I know I just need a fix. Anyways, there's where I stuck something to the picture. So I'm like, okay, great. Now there's a huge line of adhesive, but instead of doing anything, I just reprinted the photo. And that was a happy accident because what I meant to do was add a white border to the photo. And I had forgot to do that before adding the foam tape behind it. I could have added white cardstock under the foam tape, but I just didn't want to, and so I didn't want that like dimension in between the two. Um, so it works out perfectly, and I love it with the white border. I don't think I would have liked it as much without the white border, but you can see things are sticking to things here. It's going to go on a little bit crooked on the whole page. I'm gluing this whole part down now. I did find some older glue, so you're going to see me using up a ton of glue of the wet glue because it's older glue. It's funny because like last year I was looking for that glue and I couldn't find it anywhere. And since cleaning, I'm like, hey, oh, I've done that with a few things. Like, hey, that's where I put that. Anyways, so I glued that down, not even thinking that I had other layers that I wanted to add. Um, I wanted to cut down this kind of my title. This is basically what I'm considering my title card. I did trim it down and then I glued it down, and then I realized I kind of wanted to have it go up a little higher just so that there was kind of, you could see more of the paste underneath with the flowers, but it wasn't moving and I wasn't going to try to make it move at this point. And so I just put it down. Um, and it works out just fine. You can still see a couple of the flowers there. But I didn't really do that to be a huge focal point. I just really liked the flowers and I wanted the page to have a little something. The only thing maybe, actually, no, looking at it, I was going to say the only thing maybe that I would have done different was start with the paste down lower and have it more centered, everything more centered on the layout. But looking at the finished layout now, I like it. So I'm glad that it is the way it is. As far as ephemera pieces, I did go through everything before I started and kind of divided, the few pieces of wood veneer that I had left, and you can see the stickers. And I think I ended up somehow with, and probably because Scraptastic probably had this, and they're saying this kit is an old kit. I will say this is a Simple Stories kit. Let me see. Wander? You Are Here, maybe is the name of the collection. I'm trying to look on the sticker sheets. Yep, it must be You Are Here. Very old. If I can find it, I'll link it below. But I've had it for a really long time. But this has always been one that I've really loved from them. Anyways, now I forgot what else I was saying by saying that. So I will go ahead and say, well, I'm just working on 3 clusters. But there will be links down below to all of the ladies in this YouTube hop. I'm hoping to be able to join it for a while. They offered, hey, we're doing this hop. Does anybody want to join? And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I'm like, oh, well, I don't have a lot of 6x8 pads. And then I started to kind of somewhat panic and not really know what I was going to do. But then I started cleaning up. I honestly was going to tell them, hey, I'm not, I just don't have time to join. But I kind of wanted to just give it a try, kind of push me out of my own box and get me scrapbooking again was kind of another reason I went ahead and did this layout in between my mess. And I have more videos coming, or I will have more videos. I plan to not be much longer cleaning my room and hopefully actually using my room. So all that to say, their links will be down below. And I want to make sure to say that because I usually say that or forget to say that. If you are new to my channel and this is your first time coming here, welcome. I hope that you will subscribe. That'd be awesome. Like I said, I do a lot of double pages. This is kind of different for me, but my goal this year is really to use stuff that I have. And I think that's about it. So don't forget to check out everybody's videos and really, say hi, or at least like their videos, even if you don't watch them, give them a like, just show some support for YouTubers out there. It's a lot of work sometimes to make these videos. So now I'm just working on actually gluing down my clusters. Another thing, if you're new here, I don't usually add much to my clusters before I just start gluing things down, and that works better for me. And I started to feel a little overwhelmed because I don't know if you noticed, but I was starting to kind of add more and look for more before I just finally said, let's just go for it. So once I started gluing them down, they just really rather came together. The one thing I did add was, you can see, I don't know if Simple Stories doesn't really, I wish they still did those kind of clear stickers. I guess they have their sticker books now, but I did put one of the brown flowers in 2 of the clusters. So the one over there on the right-hand side and up here in this cluster up here, I'm going to add one. And I did that for a couple of reasons. One, the title has that brown color. The stump of the tree has that brown color. And so I wanted to kind of bring that around a little bit more. And I probably didn't need one on the right, but hey, using up my supplies is not a bad thing. So, because it has the title. So anyways, just wanted you guys to know that is why I added those there. And then the other thing I'm actually going to get used up a little bit that I have never used before is some pearls. You're going to see me do those here in a minute. They're not Pink Fresh, and I never remember the name, but I will link them below if I can find them. But they're the pearls that are like 2-toned color. And I bought each one because I just fell in love with some of the colors, but I'm finding them harder to use. So you're going to see me pull them out now. But I got these used up, and I didn't really honestly think that these orange and yellow ones were going to work, but they really do. You can see them better in the still shot photos in the end. And I'm just going to use the smallest size. I am putting 3 in each I'm putting 3 in each cluster, 2 of the smallest size and 1 of kind of like the next size up. And I love how this layout turns out, so I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you for stopping by my channel if you're new. If you are not new, hello. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long, but hopefully I can get back in the groove. Doing this layout was a lot of fun and it came together really good, which is a good sign when you haven't scrapbooked in a while. And, you know, when everything kind of comes together, it makes it a little easier to get back into the game. So there will be more videos coming up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.